item number C, finance window hours, resolution number 13- to be determined. And I think we figured if we're correct, the next resolution number would be 035. So maybe we'll leave this blank and let, say, city clerk at some point in the future fill in an actual number. Ken, does it need an actual number itself, or?
At this reading, no.
Okay.
If you were to approve it?
Yes.
It does have to have a number.
Okay.
It doesn't appear that there's been any changes since the discussion at the workshop, so I said he was going to work with Betty to come up with the concerns I had, to resolve the concerns I had. And it looks like they're still writing it for 9 to 4:30.
Okay. So, would you mind briefing us on
I
this
could
one?
brief you
Are
on that. She was unaware that it was moving forward. She thought that it was dropped for that reason. So she asked me to read it anyway because she threw in May 6th agenda. But it was her understanding that it was moving forward. Did you want me to read what we have? Or?
Please, and then we'll decide where we go.
The Finance Committee requested a resolution outlining the hours the Finance Department is currently open. The current hours window is open have been in effect since August of 2011 and were authorized by Mayor Hildreth, the attached memo.
Before you read the whole resolution, Councilmember Geyer just showed me her notes from the workshop that
It's before the next workshop.
Oh, not here, but the workshop. Okay.
My bad. I put
That's
it on
okay.
I didn't have that with me when I did this at 10:30 at night, but
is there a desire by any
Well, we
council
thought
member to
we
have
could do
her
that.
read, maybe just for fun, the whole resolution?
I think we all have copies of it. I think it was distributed
I
with
think she
the...
read it last week, didn't she?
Well, Cheryl did request that she be able to read all of these in their entirety.
I believe that.
You mean Betty?
Copies being put out here for the public.
I think copies of the agenda are.
Well, they're not copies of the very...
no,
I don't believe so. No. So unless there's any objection by council members, we'll consider this the conclusion of this agenda item and carry it forward to our next workshop as we thought we did last time. Is that okay?
I'll make sure they know.
Okay, thank you. Next is item A under new business, King County Library Partnership Resolution number 13-something.
Maybe 036?
Do we want to go with name that one 035? Name the finance window 035?
do you think that's the right number?
We think it is.
How did
Ken,
you
what's
come
the
up with that?
what's the legal consequence if we name two resolutions the same thing, same number?
I would recommend against it.
Yeah.
It would be inappropriate. If we stick to
I'll just go 040 or something, just to be safe.
Okay. So the finance window hours, we will name 040.
And once we get a city clerk to find out if the check is probably dropped off.
But it'd just stay there, go back.
The King County Library Partnership, we will name 13-041. And just so we have these all together, contract for whistleblower complaints, item number B on our agenda, we'll do 13042. Contract for internal investigation resolution will be 13043. And is there a resolution for this?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
There is. So the community services intern resolution will be 13-044. Okay, so let's get back to King County Library Partnership Resolution 13-041.
Okay, City of Pacific Community Center partners with King County Library System through the Algonah Pacific Libraries. Currently, the library sponsors and facilitates toddler story time one Friday a month. We'd like to increase the collaboration and participation of the library by expanding services offered in this community center. A partnership agreement form is required by the King County Library System to enable us to solidify the scheduling of the activities. This was discussed at the workshop on May 6th and was moved forward to the council meeting for decision. The recommendation is to authorize the mayor to sign the partnership agreement form as requested by the King County Library System.
Other questions? I remember during the workshop there was no cost associated with this. And just so we're clear, these would be events that King County Library would put on at our community center
Correct.
rather than our events being done at the library.
Correct.
Okay. Is there a motion?
Move to approve, resolution number 13-04.
Second.
Councilmember Holsey has moved, Councilmember Jones has seconded to approve Resolution 13-041. Councilmember Holsey, speak to your motion. Very good, thanks. Well said. Councilmember Jones.
It's a community program that will enhance kids' reading capabilities, and I think it's a good win-win for the city.
Further remarks from council? Comments from the audience? Motion before the council is a motion by Councilmember Holsey, seconded by Councilmember Jones. Does the council approve Resolution 13-041? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. Motion carries.
Resolution. That's the voice vote.
It is a resolution.
Pardon?
Oh, by roll call vote?
Roll call vote, yeah.
Yeah.
Councilmember Jones, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Putnam?
Aye.
Councilmember McMahon votes aye. Councilmember Guyer?
Aye.
Councilmember Walker?
Aye.
Councilmember Holsey?
Aye.
Councilmember Staggs?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Next is item number B, contract for whistleblower complaints resolution 13-042. Who wants to brief that? Cheryl, do you want to
I
brief
can.
it?
I'd like preempt going into these two items,
Sure.
and then let Cheryl do the briefing. At our workshop, there was a discussion whether we wanted this broken out to two different agencies. There was a suggestion that the law firm take on all of the complaints, and the other one breaking down where the law firm took on a couple and the investigating agency took on a couple. Not knowing where we were with that, we just moved both of them forward. So that's why you see both items on the agenda, because I've got staff report and documentation on both items, so I put it in there. So let me just kind of preempt the conversation with that.
Right.
And I believe one of them dropped their rate if we went all of our
All of them at
contracts with
once.
them. I think it was
Like
the,
it was the attorney.
yeah, the one that they presented last week, dropped
Right.
line $250 an hour, if you want them for all.
The Ogden Murphy.
Yes.
So we've got these as two separate items on our agenda.
And that's how it was presented at
Right.
workshop, to move forward as well, as
Right.
two separate items.
Ken, is it appropriate for council to suspend the rules and consider both of these at once?
I would do so.
Because it seems almost one would exclude the other.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that council suspend the rules to consider new business item B and item C together as one item for consideration. Councilor Holden?
It needs to be wrapped up then, since we had indicated desire to lean towards one agency rather than two, because your amount of fees, and we might have some considerable savings in travel time, and it would be in the best interest of the city to go with one contracting agency.
Okay. Councilor Putnam, speak to your second.
I'm also concerned with the small size of the city's employee base, that these investigations are going to involve questions of the same people on related issues, and it does make a lot of sense to avoid inadvertent cross-steps between two different investigations going on at the same time. So I do like the idea of having a single company, single contract to do all of the investigations.
Comments on this motion to suspend the rules, Councilor Guy?
I guess not to suspend the rules. There's another piece of the puzzle that needs to be added to this.
Okay. Let's close with this one first, then I'll go to you. Comments from the audience on the motion to suspend the rules? Question for the council. The question, motion by Councilmember Holden, second by Councilmember Putnam, to suspend the rules to consider items B and C under new business as one item together. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. The rules are suspended. Councilmember Geiger.
And so, the reason I wanted to add another piece of puzzle is the attorney sent us some information a while back regarding an investigating firm, and it was not brought forward at our workshop, and it was like,
Well,
the attorney.
some time ago, there was an issue raised that there were local people that did this type of thing. There's a gentleman that has Triton Investigation Services. He's been at it for 35 years, former Marine, and is presently a commissioned police officer. But he does have his own investigation in the personnel issues and other issues. And that information was all sent to Councilman Geyer. There were 8 packets to be given to the council, and apparently it never surfaced in the city. So I was surprised that this had been brought forward without his consideration. His rate is considerably cheaper. He's local, but again, that's the council's decision. Why it was not presented, I don't know. If possible, I don't like a week's delay, but his rate is normally $125 an hour, and he's proposed to the city a $95 an hour rate. But again, it has to deal with the quality of the services that I'm concerned about in any of those items. No travel time, and it should be something possibly the council would consider. I'll contact him again and have him send the information to the council. I'll hand deliver it this time, and you can put it over a week maybe and decide it at that time.
I don't know that.
Desire from council.
Move to postpone for a week and have a special meeting after next week's workshop.
There's been a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded to postpone these combined items for a week and schedule a special meeting following next week's workshop. Councilmember Halsey, what's your motion?
It's not going to be considered the other option.
Councilmember Staggs.
Well, not only consider it, but also give us a chance to look into these other ones a little better too. I'm really concerned about this dollar figure and travel time and stuff like that. This kind of open meter running there, I think.
Councilmember Walker, did I see your hand up?
Yeah.
Please, Walker.
I'm used to.
My sign over there. My concern with that is, as I think it was Cheryl presented last week, some of them, the recommendation was to have an attorney because of the nature of the complaint. So if this person's not an attorney, should we at least move forward with that? So, and that poses a problem if we want to go with all with one, and one of them requires an attorney, you're looking at the higher dollar figures. I'm concerned about that. I am too. I mean, I have 3 figures, but they're also willing to, once they have additional information, you look in Part 4, a firm fixed cost can be provided once they're provided more detail. So it looks crazy now, but it may reduce when we can provide additional time and maybe a witness list where they can kind of gauge, you know, if they can interview the same witnesses the same day on the same, different pieces of it. But I'm concerned with waiting for, it's been 9 months on one of these complaints, so it's concerned waiting another week.
Okay.
So, and that was kind of my concern too. I think one of the points that I really appreciated that we made at the workshop was having a law firm investigating it with all the legal ramifications that were tied to each of these. The second thing is the waiting. My biggest concern about all of this is when the question was asked, where does this money come from? And the answer was legal fees, and we have not seen that budget, but I'm pretty darn sure we exhausted that budget. I know we have to do it, but my biggest concern is, we're going to be looking at another bill. I mean, I'm looking at what we're paying just for another month right here.
Further comments?
Certainly for some of the investigation items, I think we would end up saving ourselves money in the long run to have an attorney do the investigation up front and do the initial analysis and conclusions, because it certainly feels to me like some of these are issues that one side or the other will probably not be entirely satisfied with the results of the investigation, whichever way it goes. And we could save ourselves having an attorney re-investigate if someone other than an attorney did the initial investigation. Since our insurance doesn't cover the cost of defense.
The only concern I had was, or the issue I was gonna bring up was, from my minutes from our last workshop, we had asked the city to bring both Ogden and, Stephanie.
In Stetson.
Yeah, both of those present those as options to the city, you know. But I see Ogden is the only one.
No, I think
No,
that's...
everything's in.
No, it's all.
Oh.
It's all there.
Yeah, and actually, it also has a resolution for the bridges,
Right.
which is a non-recurring. So we're in the, oh, that's
All I got is Ogden and Tonic.
And remind me, Ogden was recommended by King County, right?
King County Prosecutor's Office.
And then Amy was also recommended by someone, but I don't know who it is.
An attorney firm to Firkins. So Firkins didn't use hers, he just got that name as a referral from another attorney firm.
Which piece, you said you noticed that one of them reduced the rate. Was it Stetson or Ogden?
Betty told me that, yeah, Ogden Murphy Wallace, Betty told me when I ran into her in the hallway last week.
It is,
Yeah,
and it was in
section
the
4.
email chain that I got.
It's in the agreement they have for the letter that we have tonight. They've reduced it down to 200. Section 4, page 2, third to last paragraph on the page.
Yeah, they anticipate 30 to 40 hours, it could be less.
So we're in a bit of a parliamentary limbo. We suspended the rules to consider, oh, I'm sorry, John, you had your hand up.
Well, I don't know what these investigations are, but are one of these involving a member of the police department?
I think
Not
these
the
are
one you're
separate
thinking
from the
of.
one that you talked to Lynn about.
So you're aware of this?
Yes.
Well, if we go with all of them, it would include members of the police department.
Well, the reason for the executive session,
The other one.
yes,
It's the other one. And that's the one that you're
it's
talking about.
separate from all
Yeah.
of this.
Yeah, so I think the one you're talking about is not included in these scopes.
Maybe not.
Because if you go with all, it would include that one.
Contract interest. And I assume we'll have to write out specific cases to events.
Correct.
Yeah, not just that, come on,
Bring it
okay,
on.
it's fine, yeah. So we're in a bit of parliamentary limbo in that we've suspended the rules to consider both of these items. We have a motion before us. We've actually taken up neither of them. We have a motion before us to postpone to next week and schedule a special meeting. So that's the question before the council, if there's any further remarks. Did you have?
Just a question. Am I the subject of one of these investigations that we're talking about? Because if that's the case, I've been in law enforcement for quite a few years, and I'm not familiar with a law firm being involved in an investigation that may involve the standards of conduct. The police department has policies and procedures. We have a process for investigation. I'm not familiar, and I don't know if the chief is either, on the city bringing in a law firm to investigate a policy violation. Normally, we handle these investigations internally, and if it involves an individual that's in the command staff, then we seek an investigator from an outside agency to conduct such investigations. And I know I've heard in a workshop, Pierce County was mentioned and the Sheriff's Department was mentioned, and I'm not sure if this is specific to whatever complaint might be against me, but there are other agencies out there besides Pierce County and King County Sheriff's Department that may be open to conducting an investigation which may involve a violation of conduct or violation of police policy. So at this point, I don't understand why we're bringing in a law firm to investigate the conduct violation or violation against police department policy. Just a question that I had or comment.
Did I understand things right, that this law firm came to us by recommendation of Perkins?
No.
Not this one, no.
King County.
The other one did, Ogden is from King County Prosecutor.
Okay.
The Amy Stepson, which is a second law firm, did come and say, it sounds like it was a recommendation given by somebody to Perkins.
Right, another law firm
Okay.
provided it to Perkins.
Okay. Question before the council is Councilmember Halsey's motion to postpone and schedule a special meeting. Is there any remaining council debate on the motion to postpone? Comments from the audience? Anybody tracking more? Question before the council is Councilmember Halsey's motion to postpone for 1 week and schedule a special meeting for 1 week from today. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Nay. I'm going to do a roll call vote. Sounds like we're divided. Councilmember Jones?
Aye.
Councilmember Putnam?
Aye.
Councilmember McMahon votes nay. Councilmember Geyer?
Nay.
Councilmember Walker?
Nay.
Councilmember Halsey?
Aye.
Councilmember Steiger?
Aye.
The motion carries. The item is postponed until next week. We will schedule a public meeting, a special meeting immediately following the workshop. Okay. Let's talk just a minute about logistics for scheduling and noticing the special meeting. Anybody have any advice on how we do that?
Couldn't we
We can't-
just not adjourn this meeting, just continue this meeting?
Yeah.
There you go, Ken, does that do the...
Yes.
Okay. That's what your motion says, isn't it?
To do what?
That's what the motion
I think
says.
we
Not
To
adjourn,
continue
but
tonight's
continue.
meeting until after the workshop next meeting, so...
No,
before.
it has to be before the
Yeah,
workshop,
before
which
the-
we wouldn't have an opportunity to discuss this.
I think special meeting may be a better way to go.
I think so too.
Okay.
The issue with this special meeting is the agenda has to be put together because you cannot add things to the agenda. So once the agenda is put together, we can post it.
Okay.
And the issue with the agenda not being put together is because the information is not provided.
Right,
On a
until
timely
Friday.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And so he just asked if any recommendations. So if that's the only thing on the agenda, the special meeting agenda could be put together fairly quickly, and then we can post the notice.
Okay. Is that something you would like to do?
I wouldn't mind doing
Or
it.
making-
As long as this is the only issue.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take notes, but I'll run it by somebody first to make sure there's nothing else added.
Yeah, and it would be an item to consider. Yeah, I would say, Ken, would you mind scribbling down an appropriate agenda item description so that it encompasses both of these and clearly indicates that we anticipate action on them?
Yes.
Thank you. Next item on our agenda is item number D under new business, community services intern, and what we have now labeled resolution 2013-044. Cheryl, you want to?
Yes, that's mine. The city was contacted by Crystal Dross, a student in her Bachelor of Science in Human Services program at the University of Phoenix. Crystal is in need of a field experience internship to continue through summer quarter and asked to partner with City of Pacific in the Youth and Family Community Center. She grew up in Pacific and knows the city and current residents well. She's excited to help foster growth and utilization of the city facilities. The internship will focus on assisting the Community Services Director with scheduling and organizing different groups for summer activities, along with recruiting volunteers and marketing of the summer activities. To allow for the internship, a relationship between University of Phoenix and the City of Pacific must be established by signing a standard University of Phoenix affiliation agreement. This affiliation will allow for an ongoing relationship with the University of Phoenix with the potential of future interns should the city request. So the recommendation is to authorize the mayor to sign the affiliation agreement with the University of Phoenix. It is an unpaid internship position.
Other questions? Seeing none, Mr. Walker.
I'm just curious if the attorney will go with the contract.
I have, and the council needs to decide if the circumstances existing in the city at this time are conducive to having an intern without the leadership of the staff to guide or to supervise that person. Other than that, it seems straightforward and acceptable.
Thank you. Any other questions? Is there a motion?
Move to approve the number of
044.
Yeah. Move to approve 2015-044.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve resolution 13-044. Councilmember Putnam, speak your motion.
Obviously, conditions are not ideal in the city at the moment in any department, but if we have a local intern who's looking for a real-world experience working for a government agency, this could actually be a very useful educational experience.
Councilmember Geyer, speak your second.
Yeah, having known Crystal for quite a few years, would be a good asset to the city in that situation.
Councilor Moore. Councilor Hall.
I was going to make an analogy, but I'll hold off for the time.
Okay, thank you. Any other non-analogous Councilmember remarks? Comments from the audience? Come on up. Give your name and address for record, please.
My name is Carla Weisberg. I'm at 302 3rd Avenue Southeast in Pacific. I am a University of Phoenix alumni, and it would be a really good opportunity for them to be able to get other people here for interns, and they're a really good school. So, thank you.
Further comments from the audience? Seeing none, Ed?
Can I say something? As her, would be her supervisor, immediate supervisor and director over that, she would not be subjected to, and I discussed this with her because of things that were made, comments that were made at the last meeting. She wouldn't be subjected to that. We wouldn't allow it. And she's going to be here 8 hours at the most, and her job is not, like I said last week, she is not at that point in her internship where she can actually facilitate groups. So she's actually, this is on the program development side. So she will be doing program development and marketing and recruiting the volunteers. So she won't be here as much as people are assuming she will be.
Thank you. Further remarks from council? As chair tonight, I choose not to participate in the debate, but I think some of those comments were mine last week, and I still stand firm by them, so I'll be voting no tonight. Any other remarks? Question before the council is the motion to approve resolution 13-044. I'll do a roll call of council. Councilmember Jones?
Aye.
Councilmember Putnam?
Aye.
Councilmember McMahon votes no. Councilmember Geyer?
Aye.
Councilmember Walker?
Aye.
Councilmember Halsey? Councilmember Staggs?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next on our agenda is the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Who moved and seconded that we approve the consent agenda? Councilmember Putnam, explain anything in there?
I did not have any questions on the items on there.
Councilmember Halsey, look good to you. Councilor Mark? Comments from the audience? Question before the council is a motion by Councilmember Putnam, second by Councilmember Holsey to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Consent agenda is approved. Last item of business is an executive session to discuss personnel matters and investigation. Did I get that right, Ken?
Sorry, before you do that, on the second page of the agenda, it has the chairman and form of government committee starting at 4 o'clock on Wednesday. I wonder if you can-
6 o'clock.
That's right, because on here it says 4 o'clock.
I didn't change the time, I just
Oh, okay.
changed the
I
date.
mean,
I didn't know
6
it.
o'clock.
6 o'clock, okay, yeah. It's not working.
So we'll note a correction on the committee meeting schedule portion of the agenda. Change
Was it 4 last night? I just changed the date.
for the change to council manager form of government committee, instead of May 15th at 4 o'clock, it is May 15th at 6 o'clock.
Dave wasn't sure when the other committees were meeting.
Back to executive session, one item, personnel matter on investigation. Ken, is that an appropriate?
Yes, it is,
sufficient
it'll be
description?
5 minutes, and that's, no decision will be made, just an explanation of what's occurring.
Okay. We will recess to executive session for 5 minutes.